Hockey fans, across Toronto and beyond, hold on to your seats. A seismic shift may be coming to one of the NHL's most emblematic franchises. Imagine, for a moment, the unthinkable. Auston Matthews, the very face of modern Maple Leafs hockey, and one of the league's brightest stars, traded away in the heat of the off-season. After another heartbreaking playoff defeat, what once seemed impossible is now up for debate among insiders. Is Toronto ready to break with its past and make perhaps the boldest move in team history? Let's unpack the story, piece by piece, and explore why this summer could define not just a roster, but the very soul of the Maple Leafs for years to come. The same story, one more disappointing ending for Toronto fans. Pain is a familiar feeling by now. Another promising season, another playoff letdown. Despite massive talent on paper, Matthews, Marner, Tavares, the Maple Leafs fell short when it counted. The result? A summer filled with tough questions and uncomfortable truths. Now, nearly every name is under scrutiny. Mitch Marner, an impending, unrestricted free agent, may be at the end of his Toronto journey. John Tavares, once the city's prized signing, is nearing the end of his contract. Even Brendan Shanahan, the architect of this era, could be on his way out when his own deal. But it's Matthews, with his iconic status and recent signing, who has sparked the most intense debate. Insider chatter, trade talks are real, even if unlikely. The hockey world took notice when respected Daily Faceoff reporter Frank Seravalli was asked a simple but jarring question. Could the Maple Leafs actually consider trading Auston Matthews this summer? Seravalli's answer was clear. While the chances are not high, everything is on the table. The Leafs are at a crossroads, forced to reconsider every piece of the puzzle. Even if official calls to other GMs aren't happening at least not yet. The tough conversations are certainly unfolding behind boardroom doors. This isn't just business as usual. This is a moment of deep soul-searching for Toronto, with leadership openly admitting that dramatic moves are possible. The fate of the team captain, the player so many hoped would end the championship drought, is now hanging by a thread. Why? Consider trading Matthews? The anatomy of a franchise-altering gamble. But why? Why even entertain the idea of moving a player who has become synonymous with Toronto hockey? Playoff productivity. Under the microscope, Matthews is a scoring machine. In the regular season, boasting a dazzling average of 0.65 goals per game. And yet, when the stage is brightest and the city is watching, his impact dims. Seravalli highlighted a crucial stat. Matthews has scored in only 23 of his 68 playoff games. When legends are made in the postseason, these numbers start to raise eyebrows and doubts. Persistent injury concerns. There's growing anxiety behind the scenes about Matthews' long-term health. Chronic injuries, especially recurring back issues, are fueling speculation. As Seravalli bluntly posed, how many of these injuries ever get better? If his physical prime is at risk, tough choices must be made before his value wanes. Cultural shift and organizational reset. After so many failed attempts, there's talk that a complete reset is needed. In trading Matthews would be the ultimate statement. A hard reset on leadership, style, and perhaps expectations themselves. With Marner and Tavares possibly departing too, the Leafs might finally scrap the core four foundation and chart a bold new path. The market reaction. Superstar on the trade block. If the Maple Leafs do shop Auston Matthews, expect a frenzy unlike anything the NHL has seen in years. A superstar of his stature rarely becomes available, and every contender would weigh his health versus his upside. The return package. The possibilities are massive. Future stars, proven NHL assets, high draft picks, or a combination of all three. But any suitor must consider the same doubts as Toronto does. Will injuries limit his long-term value? Can he elevate a roster when it truly matters? Matthews' unique mix of talent and question marks guarantees headlines, speculation, and a stampede of proposals from the moment the rumor becomes reality. The potential fallout, Marner, Matthews, and a franchise in flux now raise the stakes even higher. With Mitch Marner potentially heading out the door as a pending UFA and talk intensifying around Matthews, the Leafs could see their two biggest stars exit in a matter of months. The narrative for the franchise would shift overnight. In this brave new world, William Nylander, himself a prolific scorer, could become the new face of the franchise, supported by whatever haul Toronto manages to acquire through trades and free agency. It would be a dramatic reversal in direction, from perennial contenders built around a small superstar core to a team searching for both new leadership and a fresh identity. The emotional toll, legends, loyalty, and letting go underneath the business realities and statistics lies another truth. Auston Matthews changed the way Toronto viewed its hockey team. He made the Leafs cool again. For an entire generation, he embodied hope and swagger. Trading him isn't just about playoff records or cap space. It's about rewriting the story Maple Leafs fans have clung to for nearly a decade. That makes this decision as emotional as it is strategic. How does a franchise justify swapping away a once-in-a-generation talent? And how will a loyal, passionate fan base recover? The turning point of an era Toronto's fate now hinges on its willingness to confront harsh truths and embrace risk. Do they stick with a superstar, hoping that better health and a new supporting cast will finally bring glory? Or do they tear up the plan, betting on depth and a new direction for the first time in a generation? No matter what happens next, this off-season is set to be one of the most pivotal and dramatic in franchise history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Leafs' crossroads, hit that like button and join the conversation below. Would you dare trade Auston Matthews or build around him one more time? What's your move for the future of Toronto hockey? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to see how you'd write the next chapter. Stay tuned, because the story of the Maple Leafs is only getting started.